Today, we're reacting to Paul Pierce's just admiring games with a championship ring. Dang! I've been seeing a lot of Paul Pierce clips go viral, and it's not old NBA championship high-fiving Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen clips. It's him with a podcast mic in front of him. This just goes to show this internet thing is free game. Go ahead and get you a camera, say some BS, and get you this money. Let it do it.
Do you feel like, why do you feel like men, especially NBA players, get with the white women? Is it because they're easy, quote unquote?
I got some theories, but I really want to hear it from him.
I do too. I want to hear it too.
I honestly think that maybe they appreciate maybe more and they apologize more.
Listen, I'm scared. Hold on.
I mean, you know,
I had an interview with them.
Something deeper. Appreciation and apologies. Nah, something deeper as to why. And I think it's because why do I think? I think because white women, they not gonna give you too much, or other like they not gonna give you too much back and forth pushback, right? They're not gonna give you the sass and the things that your mom, that you know, our mothers gave us. You feel me? And niggas might just be kind of tired and sick of that when they get to the league and they can kind of like just tell shorty, hey, get on your knees and suck this shit. Like talk to you anyway, and she get dropped down, and you know what I'm saying? Like, not saying that this is just how white women just be quick to just do what you say for them to do, but I think in a position like that, like this is the thing, that's what it is. I think in a position like that, they're more willing to be quiet, shut up, do what the nigga say, get, as long as the money's coming and I get to live the life and da-da-da, okay, boom, I'll do whatever. You feel me? Like, they're more willing to do that more than, like, if the athlete has the white woman in front of him, he says, shut your ass up and suck this, right? They more likely to go for that rather than you tell a black woman that, you know, you say, let's say you got with before you got your contract and y'all been holding it down since high school and da-da-da, and you seeing how your teammates is getting these certain different girls and they can talk to them and say whatever, and those girls will be willing to do this, and you know what I'm saying? And they fresh and new, something new. But then you go to your girl that you've been with for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You hit her with the, get over here and suck this. She gonna be like, what? I'm tired. My head hurt. My stomach hurt. I'm on my hurt. I'm about to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You know how that yeah, my fellas know how that be. And I think that's like, they like, bro, I'm this nigga. I'm that nigga. I don't gotta deal, like, I can do whatever I want. And it's that power and that money that make niggas kind of stop seeing them as humans with, you know, like certain thoughts and feelings and certain things like that. So, and that's why I feel like these niggas also be so freaked out, because they keep opening the floodgates to different extra freaky junk. It starts off with they getting the neck from some girl, and then the girl creep down to the gooch, and then creep down to the, you feel me? And then now they, oh shit, well, I mean, she did, dude. Maybe it did feel a little good, so maybe I can try. And then they just keep opening doors and shit. You feel me? I feel like it's a whole cycle, man.
Don't mind being held accountable.
Now, I never would have thought Celtics legend Paul Pierce was a Kevin Samuels disciple. This is just an amazing turn of events. I knew there's a reason why I never liked this black ass.
Mind you, yeah, I don't know what Omiji's talking about. Mind you, if that's how you living, I'll never fault a nigga for what he want. You know what I'm saying? I only fault niggas when they start being like, black women's just, I'm like, come on, bro. Don't do that. That's the only time I'm like, come on, bro. But if a nigga want to be with a white woman because that shit easy, cool. I'm not mad at you, my nigga. I feel you. Sometimes I be looking at my girl like, damn, if you don't just shut your ass up. Hopefully she don't see that. Sometimes you just gotta hit her with that, like, hey, just stop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at a nigga because of that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas like what they like, and they want to do what they want to do. I ain't the nigga that's gonna be mad at somebody that want to do that, or say I never fuck with. I don't know why Omizi be on that sometimes. I never fuck with a nigga because he do shit. That's why I never like Paul Pierce. No, niggas do odd shit, but no.
So Paul Pierce decided to pick up the mic and not analyze the game, not talk about hoops anymore, but for some reason hop into the debate about middle-aged women, middle-aged men, and getting married. God, I swear, if these aren't the biggest recession indicators in the world, then I don't know what is. But the sad thing about it is, Paul Pierce, I don't know if you're familiar with this person, but you have somebody agreeing with you who you do not want agreeing with you. Like, you are on the wrong side of these conversations. If one person, and one person specifically, is agreeing with you in the conversation of dating, marriage, and black women.
And I'm not even just talking about athletes. I'm talking about great men in general. Do you think that the cultural differences or the race plays a role in whether or not men are attracted to them, or do you just think that it's culture by itself and the type of men that women go after?
So a lot of these guys play college first. When you're in college, a lot of the times you're in a white dominant, situation where you're an athlete, you're Division I athlete. The women are going to just gravitate towards the D1 athletes. And then when you're a basketball player or a football player at a Division I school, you're kind of at the top of the pecking order from a social status perspective. So what ends up happening is, let's say you did come from an inner city, you were the top guy, then you go to a big Division I school, you're not seeing Shaniqua and LaQuisha anymore. You're seeing, Becky and a bunch of other girls from Midwest. So like your thing switches, and men, we like variety. So
I mean, as of right now, y'all know me. I don't pick and choose when it comes to he's speaking shit right. Like that sounds accurate right now.
I think what men care about the most is like, is this girl gonna be submissive, not be a pain in the ass? Because a lot of times when men make money and they acquire status, they acquire that money and status, and the first thing they do is get rid of problematic women a lot of the times, right? Because you don't make that kind of money and you don't get that level of status and want to come back and deal with a woman that's gonna sit there and argue with you. Like the dumbest thing that women say is like, oh, you don't want a woman that challenges you? No, you dumb whore.
That's right, Myron.
Jesus Christ. Personally, I can appreciate it. I can appreciate a woman that challenges me. That I feel like it helps make, like, when I say challenge, maybe I need to change the word, but more so like motivates, helps me think deeper, lets me know when I'm wrong or when I'm right. You know what I'm saying? Constant challenge, like, sometimes, again, but these are things that you express to somebody and you let them know, yo, like when I say this and then you do all the rah-rah, like after, like sometimes you just need to I don't want to hear that. Just, you feel me? Like what I'm doing, and this is the way that it's going, and you with me on that. You feel me? But you express that to that person. You feel me? And I guess if they can't get with that, then now we having a different conversation.
Gaines and Paul Pierce have teamed up as to determining why high value men, athletes, whatever the case may be, are picking the women that they are picking. White women and not necessarily black women. It's because they're dumb whores and they're submissive. Paul Pierce, please go sit back down with Kevin Garnett and Tony Allen and just talk basketball game. Now, the reason why I don't even like this rhetoric from Paul Pierce, especially, I don't like the rhetoric as a whole, but I definitely don't like this rhetoric from Paul Pierce, because we know what his ex-wife looks like. He dates black women. I don't even understand why he's participating in this conversation. If somebody were to ask me the same conversation, the same talking point, I would say, you know what? I don't know. I don't date white women. I don't date outside of my race. I date black women. And I've never dated them, so I would have no clue. I would refute the narratives behind there being some sort of difference or anything like that. Why? Because I just wouldn't even know. But Paul, I want to be old and freaked out, Pierce is somebody who is staunchly against marriage these days. It's one of the reasons why
I feel like you can have an opinion on something, although that you haven't, like, you can speculate. You might not be able to say this is exactly why, but I'd imagine, more so starting the sentence with, I'd imagine the reason why is because this. And from my experience of what I've been seeing with my other teammates compared to, maybe we don't have close conversations and the way we had, the things that we were said to one another, this is my idea. This is my thought process on that.
Why he got fired from ESPN. Hell, the only reason why he got fired from ESPN because he couldn't control him and his desires when he got into a hot tub with some young girls on Instagram.
Right. Yeah, ain't they amazing? They're amazing. He said the women are amazing. The women are amazing.
Damn, he was happy as hell this day.
I think it's interesting that when Paul Pierce flipped the camera, all of the women were much younger than them. This is who Shannon Sharp should have been hanging around with. Paul Pierce is freaked out and he got fired from ESPN.
All these niggas is, man. All these niggas, bro. All that bread. We talking about niggas with 300 million, 100 million, $55 million contracts and shit with endorsements. We not talking about the endorsements and da. Doors start opening, new realms, new opportunities.
Still has no legal allegations against him. Oh God, these old men are getting sick. Now there seems to be some sort of theme when it comes to these quote unquote high value men and, you know, these athletes, these former athletes or whatever the case may be, is that they just don't like to date women their age. They have a problem with women, specifically women their own age, or even the concept of committing or getting married or something like that. Maybe it's because they got scorned in a trade or something like that. But Paul Pierce later on goes to depict how he has a problem with marriage at this age that he's at right now. It's only for two types of people, he says: poor people and old people.
Because I like my peace, first of all.
What if a woman brings you that?
There's no such thing as that.
You don't think there's no such thing as a woman bringing
There's
man
no
peace?
such thing as somebody living with you on a day-to-day basis is bringing peace. There's always going to be something because...
that I'm laughing because they're like the peace. It's like the peace he wants is different from what the peace that a woman brings you, right? The peace he wants is, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear no talking. I don't want to hear I just want you to literally. This is how I'm telling y'all. The peace that he wants is that he's speaking about, that he likes. You feel me? Again, not faulting this man because it sounds cool. The peace that he wants is no nagging, no talking. When I say something, it's done. You're a robot. You're not a human. You do what you do. You do what I said you do. You go, boom, you get out of my face. I go live my life. Right? That's the peace he's searching for. The peace that a woman brings is more like the peace of, oh, I'm going through something. I need somebody to rub my shoulders. And that really knows, and the trust that I have, that I really trust. I can tell you these things. I know you're not gonna come slime me behind my back. You have my best interest. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sitting here, I'm posted. You know, I'm not feeling too good about something. You come here, you put a plate in front of me. I didn't have to worry about going and cooking the food or think about nothing. My children, they're with a woman that I trust, and she's taking care of them. They handle the business. I don't have to think like, oh, what's this? Where's my child at? You know what I'm saying? There's a different peace that comes with. Now, some people don't see that as peace, but it's a certain type of peace than it is the one that Paul Pierce wants. Feel what I'm saying?
Because you're going to have a bad day where I'll have a good day, and that's not going to be peaceful for me. I'm going to come home like, damn, baby, like I had a good, something going to happen to where you going to hijack my emotions. So that's not peaceful. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off of sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship, because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another
That's
relationship?
No, for what? Because it's going to be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better. This is the thing, and listen carefully. Let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is and who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're gonna put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're gonna have 5, 10 kids. Back in the 60s, all them, they're gonna have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
So you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you.
Wait, hold on one second. I got something for this because I like his jacket. So hold on. Okay. Now I feel like I can do this properly. Now, Paul Pierce is specifically speaking from a hurt man's perspective. That's why I don't really entertain the advice from these mega celebrities, ultra athletes, or whatever the case may be, because they just live in a different reality than I do. And I hate the fact that they even get questioned about relationships because they don't know any sort of normalcy. It gets put out to the masses then take it in for conversation, and then ultimately it becomes stupid talking points. Paul Pierce could have, quote unquote, any girl he wants in the world. Why should I, as somebody who is is a regular 9-to-5 employee be listening to what he has to say about anything relationship matter? I am the poor that he's talking about. Even though I may not technically be poor, I am poor to him. Like, his ex-wife was the daughter of a former MLB player. Paul Pierce knows nothing about a regular life post him getting into like college. But it's crazy because a lot of the backbone of society is based on marriage, and whether it's for good or for bad is up to you to decide. But listening to Paul Pierce for advice is literally the last thing that you should be doing. But it's even worse when Paul Pierce finds himself being agreed with by the likes of Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit. I promise you, if I ever say something that Myron agrees with, I'm gonna log off and retract whatever I said, even if it's something as simple as like, yo, the sky is blue. If he says the sky is blue, I'm taking it back. I'm changing my answers, because being aligned with a dweeb like Myron is just something that's not on my bucket list.
What do you say about the chat saying that you can't pull a black woman?
I would say, why would I? Why would I? You could have them, bro.
Why wouldn't you?
They could have them, man. I'm not competing for LaQuisha. You guys can have them, man.
Well, every black woman ain't LaQuisha. What you mean?
Look at the paid black actresses that Anton has up there that just sit through this rhetoric and nasty conversation from Myron. That's so disgusting to be able to just sit there like that. I don't know.
But when they say dumb shit like that, or you can't pull a black woman, like, that's just like cope a lot of the times, because they're saying what that really, let me decode the stupidity for you. When people say dumb shit like that, translation, you're not willing to tolerate the bad behavior that naturally comes with a lot of black women. Because let's be honest, let's deal with the stereotypes here, right? I'm an open racist towards everybody. Let's deal with the black stereotypes. Black women are fat, loud, crass, annoying, have attitudes, and they don't respect male authority. There's a bunch of reasons for this.
Leo just sitting here watching, huh? He must have said he's gonna come on here and say some more shit. I don't want y'all to say nothing. Here's some money, because he just
I'll go over simply. The average black woman weighs 187 pounds. A lot of them are grow up in a single mother household where they're told every single day.
187 pounds. Is he just woofing? It's unfortunate that people like, whoa, average black woman weight 188 and 168, and then non-Hispanic white 170. Interesting. But the thing is, that nigga really had that statistic is stuck in the brain, ready to go, huh? I don't know, man. It's like just having this hate towards people. It's just too much. Like, I don't hate nobody. I don't hate no race. Oh, I don't hate no race. There's certain types, groups of people, like predators and shit I don't like. I hate, but like, I don't look at a group and feel like I have to have stats ready to, because when somebody says something and I gotta be like, but white people, like, day to day goes. I have a life to live. People are human beings that live lives, and I just really appreciate. I try to appreciate everybody. Although do I naturally stereotype people? Yeah, I just naturally stereotype my own people. But living like how Myron lives, I feel like is very exhausting, personally. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas ain't shit. There is no patriarch in the family a lot of the times. This is just what goes on. Then when you listen to the rap music, what are they saying? Fuck niggas, get money, blah, blah, blah. It's just shitting on black men all day. And then the black men that are in their life a lot of the times, not every single time, but a lot of the times, they're criminals, they're fathers that weren't there, they're crooks, and it's just like a never-ending cycle where there's no real patriarch in the household. And then on top of that, since women, a lot of black women grow up without men in the house, then they're becoming extremely masculine. Now, this is fantastic when it comes to survival, getting a job, making your way through life, but this is terrible when it comes to attracting masculine men.
The literal overgeneralization of Myron's talking points and the talking points in all these conversations about black men, black women, marriage, literacy, education, all this other stuff, just overgeneralizations in general will be the death of us. I'm truly surprised that Anton Daniels, who I know has a very strong hold over his family, whether you agree with it or not, did not step in and say something in this moment. This is not a race thing. This is individualistic. Well, he is all about the culture. culture and all that stuff. But I just find it so silly that nobody interrupted him. He covered his ass well enough with the not all but most, but some of the time, and not all. Dog, get off the fence. And it's funny because he's usually more openly racist than he is on these platforms, but I guess since he's surrounded by black people who would probably deem themselves as like strong, successful voices, he didn't say too much. But Myron, that was a little bit of a softball, even for you. He went down that whole absentee father, single mother, parent, household trope. Well, we know that that's at a 34-year low. So why do you keep perpetuating these same talking points? And I guess that's the red pill community. That number is like at 76% of kids who have their father in the household. So why we keep going with this same old song and dance? I guess because it's not at 80% or 90% or 100%, which is great. But stop making it seem like it's in the inverse where 76% of people are growing up without their father.
Shout out Omeezy for knowing that statistic. It's probably a good thing to know statistics then, yo.
That shit is stupid. And I personally believe that Myron's generalizations are due to his own shortcomings. Like, you don't have to deal with the Shaniquas or Letitias because, again, you're on stage with black women who I would assume don't fit that criteria in that mold. The ones that are not overweight because they didn't look overweight. The ones who, you know, aren't on Instagram, aren't perpetuating these same stereotypes, listening to that fuck nigga free music, all that stuff like that. You don't have to participate with women like that. Yet Myron keeps talking about those same talking points. Maybe it's because that's all he surrounds himself with when he does surround himself with women. Maybe it's because
Get the most ratchetest. She need to be a ratchet hoe that pull up to this. He don't be trying to find the nigga. He's trying to get money. So what he gonna do? He gonna get the wild ones, the ones that's gonna be ready to pop off on him. Get this, get this. But he don't go and try to like, oh, let me grab this woman that got this type of sense or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Because Myron doesn't necessarily even like women. Like, I don't want to be one of those people that pushes the DL narrative, but I saw this tweet where he talked about these white women in this picture because, you know, he's racist towards all women. And it showed that he was even critical of white women, saying that they lack originality.
Why are all white women literally the same personality? No originality or interesting personality traits at all. Attractive but literally useless. If you've been with one, you've been with them all. Jesus Christ, this nigga's not playing. He just cheesing in this picture. Right
Once you've seen one, you might have seen them all. Now, I will say the white guys are not having none of that because they cooked Myron up for this sort of toxic rhetoric that it comes towards women. But I don't understand how people don't see it's as clear as day that Myron Gaines actually does not like women, like, at all. If he's this critical, I mean, at every twist and turn, he's judging every single woman, and it just seems like he always wants to hang out with his bros and his boys. People have to question that. Do you really like girls, dog? Do you really like girls? And for Paul Pierce to get his, you know, talking points acknowledged by Myron, maybe it was indirectly, but to get them acknowledged by Myron, I would think that is something that I would probably think about. But I think that there's something more to the Paul Pierce situation. He seems a little bit hurt, you know. He seems a little bit bothered by all types of women himself.
Peace is peace, and peace is me by myself. I come home, I watch TV, I make my own food.
But I told y'all, his peace. I'd be like, there's different definitions of love. There's different definitions of freedom. It's different definitions of peace. And this nigga's peace looks different from another nigga's peace.
I go to bed, I work out, I wake up at 5:30, I roll over in the bed, I lean this way, I fart, whatever I do, whatever, in my bed, that's peace. I'm cool, I can let loud snore, whatever, I ain't got nobody complaining about nothing.
Look, he definitely do sound like a freshly divorced, hurt, you know, nigga that's kind of like, yeah, finally, man, yeah, this ain't all bad, you know what I'm saying, type of nigga. It just be like, again, I be thinking about shit when, you know, again, like he said, when I get older, when I need somebody to be like, yo, I need somebody to be vulnerable with, a woman to be vulnerable with. You know, you can be vulnerable with your niggas, but I feel like with your girl, sometimes you could just be like, let it all out. You know what I'm saying? A shoulder to cry on type shit. And then niggas be, this nigga, how old, 50-something? Niggas be 50-something trying to live like this, like, bro. That's that's okay. It's okay. But for me personally, 50-something, I want to be able to go down when Thanksgiving come, my woman, my grandkids, you know what I'm saying, my kids, and we all sit and we all smiling and da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm trying to go about this situation. You feel me?
Paul Pierce, you are a 40-plus-year-old man. You not understanding that you can have peace and cohabitate, you don't have that type of mentality, has to be some sort of mental illness. You must lack emotional intelligence. Now, I will say it seems to me that Paul Pierce is talking from a place of being hurt. He's been divorced. He's been down that beaten path. He's seen that song and dance and that show.
Yeah, I can't be mad at that nigga.
Why would he then turn to be married to somebody else later on in life? The divorce rate is higher than giraffe pussy, right? Like, why would I want to go down that path? And I've got a lot to lose. I've turned myself into a media megastar after the fact, and I don't want to end up having my whole empire taken away from me. The response to that is simple. I don't even think that there's really anything wrong with being alone for the time being. I think that you can have your cake and eat it too at that moment, etc., etc. Hey, go live your life. You still popping to some degree. Fuck it, be out in the streets. But what happens oftentimes to these older dudes that bring in these younger women is that they get exploited and taken advantage of. The same women that you are so aware of, so discouraging of, so etc., etc. of, somehow, some way you still get taken advantage of. We've seen his co-host to his popular podcast, Kevin Garnett, be taken advantage of by his ex-wife and his girlfriend. Mind you, in this post, it doesn't even say ex-girlfriend, it's his current girlfriend.
$100K a month in child support. Wanted a $5 million payout. His advisor stole $77 million from him. And now this? Kevin Garnett's girlfriend, whatever, apologized for calling the police on him at 2 a.m. over domestic dispute. Damn, man. Yeah, I think, like, and here's something too. When you get to a certain age and you messing around with these types of women, you know what I'm saying? This is also a door that gets opened up. You feel me? No remorse. I'll do you dirt, nigga. Give me $100K a month, nigga. He not even in, I don't know. I know KG probably got his money right, you know, but $100K a month, my nigga. Damn, 1.2? You feel me?
This is still somebody who continuously does these child.
He not on no NBA contract no more.
Games to him, but hey, he's got somebody popping on his arm. Or you could end up like everyone's freaky Uncle Shannon Sharp, you know, talking about your sexual escapades live on television, getting with some young girl like you have in the back of your Instagram videos, and ending up with some Tony Busby trumped up lawsuit claiming that you did these things as an attempt to extort you out of your gains. Monique might have been joking to Shannon Sharp when she said, get you an old fat girl that'll make you some greens, but there's some truth to that.
But let me tell you what my baby need. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon need. You don't need no 26-year-old girl.
Men succeed and thrive in marriage. Most of these successful CEOs, billionaires, or, you know, trillionaires, or whatever the case may be, are married. I think that number is at like 80% or something like that. There becomes some sort of peace and stability, and I hate that these men get on these platforms and push this rhetoric and narrative as if marriage isn't some good thing, especially for them. People see married men differently than single men. People look at you, 40, single, out there in the clubs, popping it and shaking it, as a disgusting creep. People see that 40-year-old man, married, living a healthy lifestyle and taking care of himself, as somebody who is respectable and commendable. Trust me, I've been in the club at 18, 19, 20 years old, and when I saw the older dudes, I looked at them as disgusting. It was kind of okay that you had the money and you was flexing or whatever the case may be, but everybody thought it was weird because come Father's Day, come any other day like Valentine's Day, you were doing the same things us young people were doing. You just had a couple more dollars than us. If that's the life you want to live, then that's fine. I don't think it's fulfilling, and also your ideology is going to line up with Myron Gaines. I don't know. You get to make the decisions, Paul Pierce. I would just advise you and any of these other former athletes to take the model of, I don't know, hella LeBron James or Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade or whoever else.
Looks like a solid model, especially with LeBron. You know, if you living like that, you know, you get you a woman you get to come home to, maybe y'all have a conversation. Look, baby, you know, I don't want you going out doing nothing, but, you know, I do want to step out and do this. And I promise to keep it clean and but I love you and I want to be with you and I want to give you the world. And these are conversations when you in that position of power, you can have that, you know? That being said, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like the video, so cop it up. Binge Rush, channel LA. I appreciate y'all. I'm grateful for y'all. And we gone. Hey, let do it.